Hi, it's Darnell at Whalen Recipes, and this is my 30-day review of the Ninja Crispi Portable Cooking System. If you've not already seen the initial review, I highly encourage you to check that out. That's where you'll see things like comparisons, test cooks, how to use the cooker, basically everything that you probably won't see in this one, you'll see in that one. Here is just a 30-day review where I talk about my experiences with the cooker, my thoughts and impressions. But the initial review is where all the other work is performed. And so generally speaking, it's a great versatile basket air fryer system. As long as you don't think of it as more than a basket air fryer, it's a great versatile basket air fryer type system. Don't think of it as kind of an oven. Don't think of it as something more than, it's really just a form of a basket air fryer. It works as far as the outcome of cooks and how things go, very much like with a basket air fryer from my experiences with it, using it for 30 days. Now, one really great thing is that the cooking system comes with 2 pans. It comes with the 4-quart and it comes with the 6-cup one here. And so one cool thing about that is you could cook something large over here, and this could maybe be your main dish and some things, and then you want to heat up a little something and you need a smaller place to heat it up. You could just take this attachment off and you put it on the smaller one, and you could reheat something over here after you've already cooked a main dish that's in here. So it's kind of like almost having 2 basket air fryers, or like having a basket air fryer with an extra basket. But basically you have 2 places to do cooking, and you can cook 2 different things, just a matter of the power head being on one versus the other during those cooks. So that's really cool, because there's a number of times that I was cooking something in this one, and then after I had food cooked in this one, I still had a little something I want to heat up or something, bam, I go right in there and heat it up. And so that was very nice. Now, this being a portable cooking system, it would have been nice if Ninja offered a carrying case to go along with this. At this time, I haven't seen one from Ninja. I mean, if you have basically the equipment to carry these glass containers safely, then it's a great cooking system to travel with. But I think that Ninja would have done well to sell that as an accessory, some type of a kit that would make it easier to store and carry this stuff. But it's a great system, especially if you have a way to carry things without maybe, breaking some glass. Glass can be a little tricky to carry along. But if you've got a way to carry stuff, glass containers, safely, then it's a great system to have. And also the fact that the pans can be put on different types of surfaces, that also makes it great for travel. I do cover some of that in the initial review. I did see in some Ninja promotional material, they were even talking about using it on like office desk for cooking. So like if you had to take it to the office, that's not something that I tried, but I did see it in some Ninja promotional material, and so it probably can do that. Now, after a cook, things inside stay pretty warm for a little while after the cook, which is nice. So if you come to it like maybe 10 minutes after the cook or 10 minutes after warming something up, things are still pretty warm in there, which is good. Now, I wouldn't say leave things setting in there very long after a cook. Like, you wouldn't want to wait like 30 minutes to come and get your food and such. I found like if you wait like 30 minutes, then there's going to be a lot of condensation buildup after the cook. And so you want to come and get it, I'd say within the first 10 minutes after the cook, and things will still be pretty warm. But after like 30, there's condensation buildup. It's not as warm at all. And so that's something to just keep in mind. Now, there's been a lot of questions people had about the timer and how the timer works on the cooker. Basically, let's say you're cooking something for 10 minutes. As soon as you hit start, it goes down to 9. And the reason is because they're not showing you the seconds. So basically it goes from 10, as soon as you press start, it goes down to 9 minutes, 59 seconds, and counting down from there. So all you see is the 9. You don't see the seconds. And so there's nothing broken about it. As soon as you hit the time that you're going to start, it's going to go down to the next minute, and you're not going to see the seconds until it goes down further. So let's say that you were doing something for 10 minutes and you wanted to flip halfway through. You would have to wait until you saw a 4. Like, as soon as you see a 4, you want to basically take the lid off and do your turning, that's going to be in like the 4-minute 50-some second range. And so that's how you'd have to do it. You wouldn't want to stop it at 5, because if you stop it at 5, you're somewhere in the maybe near 6-minute range. So that's something to just keep in mind there as far as how the time works, because it shows minutes. It doesn't show seconds until the very last minute. Now I want to show you an example of an evenness of cook. Basically, I baked some blanched hazelnuts for 12 minutes in the cooker on bake 12 minutes, and you can see in the photo how things turned out. Yes, I did overcook the hazelnuts. However, this shows how things cooked very much on the exterior, while the middle was not overcooked like the sides, and that was on bake. So it seems like the sides get cooked harder than the middle, and when I put everything in, it was on a flat layer of hazelnuts. And so it was pretty interesting to see that. It was 4 cups of hazelnuts that I basically put in there on a flat layer. It was interesting though to take the power dome off, or the power head off, and see that the center was not as much cooked as the exterior like that. So it just shows, and I think it's a testament to the evenness of cook. It's not a fully even cook that it gives apparently from that. Another nice thing about being able to use these containers on different surfaces is that you could maybe cook the meal on one surface in one area, cook it in one area of your house or kitchen or something, and then bring it over to another when it's time for serving, or when you want to get portions out. You can just move the whole thing very easy. It's very small, it's very light. It's not like a big oven or a big basket air fryer system or something that's hard to move. It's very easy to take the power head off and then just move this bottom wherever you need to move it. It's very simple. And the cooker has a cool down fan. I didn't really notice it earlier on in using it, but when you use it at the end of a cook, the fan continues to run inside very quietly. I don't know for how long, but once you pull the power head off, the fan stops. It'll stop spinning, but like if you pull it off like maybe a minute after a cook, you'll look and you'll see that the fan's still spinning. If you pull it off just after a cook, you'll see the fan basically slow down and stop spinning. But it does run in kind of like a cool down mode, like the fan keeps running after the cook for a period of time, but as I said, I'm not sure how long that is. But as soon as you pull the lid off, then it stops. Now just the general heat level of the cooker overall, in general terms, when using it for different cooks compared to other types of cookers that I've used, is just hot. I mean, it's a hot type of cooker. It cooks things up really hot and fast. And so with that, you have to, you know, like I said, treat it like a basket air fryer. It's going to cook things up pretty hot and pretty quick. Also keep in mind that you don't have any temperature control, so you just have to pick the function that is basically going to be most suitable for what you need to get done. And if that's something that you usually would use a much lower temperature for, then you just want to get it out quick. You want to keep an eye on things. You do have the glass that is see-through to be able to observe things. Now the user interface could not be any easier to use than this, because all you're doing is selecting a function and go, function and time and go. You're not selecting a temperature or any other frills, so it's pretty simple and straightforward to use. Also, having real buttons means you don't have issues when you're trying to select anything like you might with a touchscreen type of display. Now I didn't have any smoke issues at all with this cooker, which was very nice, because with it being kind of like a very hot end cooker and using a lot of things that might tend to smoke or something, I didn't have any smoke issues at all. I mean, cooking burgers or whatever, never had a smoke issue at all. Using like extra virgin olive oil on things that seemed like it would cause it to smoke, it didn't smoke. That was very nice. So no smoke issues at all, although I would say try and use oils that won't go over a smoke point for a certain temperature, but I just found that I didn't have any smoke issues. Now I'm going to talk about the different functions that I use with the cooker. And with Recrisp, it's a very nice way to reheat anything, whether it's frozen or not. It does a good job of reheating. And so I don't use a microwave, so anything I was reheating, I was doing it in here, and it worked out real nice, just warming things up. It's just a matter of the amount of time that it needs. Even though it's doing it at a high temperature for recrisp, it still does it very well. Air fry works very well, and as I said, I mean, think of it as a basket air fryer. It's able to do, I'd say, go pound for pound with most any basket air fryers out there. Also, one interesting thing is that I did cook a whole chicken in it. I followed Ninja's recipe, and that whole chicken came out nice. The top of that whole chicken was not overcooked, and I think the key was using oil on it according to Ninja's instructions. The top of that chicken came out very nice, very crisp, and so it was like a golden color. And so it can do a whole chicken. I did a whole 3.5 pound chicken, and it did a good job with that here in this 4-quart container. Now for Max Crisp, it can do things from frozen, but it seems like it was more tailored towards processed frozen stuff instead of like raw meat that was frozen. And so it just seemed like if you're cooking like raw meat or raw things that were frozen, that things may get a bit overdone on the exterior to them. Whereas if you're doing something like processed food, then it's probably going to turn out better from what I've seen of what the cooker can do. Now the bake function, I've found that the bake function is probably better suited for refrigerated or frozen processed foods. It's not really, the bake function I don't think is really good for if you're doing from scratch type baking cooking. I found that it really does overcook the tops of things in that regard. And so I really am all about the scratch cooking. And so I found that it was overcooking a lot of things. I tried methods like putting the crisper rack on top of the food, but still the crisper rack, since it can't be really hovered higher up over the food, it was basically causing some excess heat itself and overcooking the tops of foods. The bottoms weren't getting done very well. And so basically the only way that I found to bake food and not get it overcooked very much on the top was to use a oil, just like with a whole chicken, using an oil on top of the like maybe cookies or something, maybe spraying some oil, like from a hand pump sprayer, not aerosol stuff. But spraying the oil on top would help to keep things from overcooking as quickly or as much in baking. Now with cleaning, I don't think it gets any easier than with this cooker for cleaning. Everything is very easy to clean, just like you would clean whatever dishes you're going to clean, except for, you know, wiping the inside of the power head. I'm going to show you just the inside of things. Now that power head did get some things would at times splatter up, and so there is some stain on the top of the power head. I'm not one who's very worried or troubled over some stains, but you see inside of here, things are pretty easy to clean out, and so this one's very easy to clean too, so no trouble at all cleaning. Now I'm going to talk about some comparisons, and when I talk about comparisons, basically it's just going to be a few things that I'm going to talk about here, and if I don't touch on a cooker or a comparison type that you are interested in, then I definitely invite you to check out the over 900 other videos here on the channel, comprising reviews of over 90 different cookers here on the channel, so there's plenty else to check out if you're trying to make a decision. Now this compared to the old New Wave oven, which also had a kind of dome style of design. I would say if you travel, get this. If you don't travel, get the New Wave oven. The New Wave oven is pretty, to me, bulky. It's not the type of thing I'd want to travel with, but this is. So I think, for me, that's the determining factor between the two of them. For the old, like others, like the old Super Wave oven, which is similar to the Big Boss type of a all glass with a dome type cooker, same thing. You know, if I'm traveling, I want something like this. I wouldn't want something like those. Now this compared to basket air fryers in general, I'd say that I prefer this to basket air fryers in general, despite the fact that you can't control the temperature here on the Ninja Crispi, because all basket air fryers overcook the tops of things anyway, usually from my experience. And this you can use on more versatile surfaces. It comes with 2 pans so that you can do cooking in 2 different things. It also has the lids that you can use if you want. So there's a lot of versatility here in the Crispi that you don't get from a regular basket air fryer. And this cooks on, you can use it on a lot more surfaces, so just a lot more versatile. Now this compared to my travel champ, the Ninja Speedy. I like the Ninja Speedy for travel, and I still like it even after using the Ninja Crispi. The reason why I like the Ninja Speedy for travel is because I don't have to worry about something like this glass breaking. I don't have to put the Ninja Speedy in some special container to keep it safe. It's got a pretty strong exterior of its own already, so I can just pop it in and travel with it, and it's pretty cool. Also, I can use more functions in case I need them. Things stay warm inside for even longer if I want to keep something warm even after it's done cooking. So I still like the Ninja Speedy personally when I'm traveling, but if you don't have a Ninja Speedy and you're interested in Ninja Crispi, it's a nice cooker too. Now, I'm not going to get into comparisons with other types of cookers. I mean, the Ninja Prestige is still my overall general champ as far as cookers go, but I'm not going to get into other styles of cookers with the Ninja Crispi. I don't think that that's fair, trying to compare it to things that are just totally out of its class. Now, nothing in this video is sponsored, nothing given to me, and I like things that way. That's the case for all my videos. And so you can always check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. Again, that's superwaveovenrecipes.com. There's Buy Me a Coffee link there. Also in the video description, lots of ways to help the channel. Buy Me a Coffee link there, as well as cookbook, merch, membership, donations through other means. And also a link to the Amazon shop where you pay the same price and help the channel. And so with all that said, I do hope that you like this review, and if you did, you can give it a thumbs up. You can share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.